I've known Roger Stone for decades. He's often been a guest of mine on Sirius XM radio and here on CNN. Of course, he now finds himself on the receiving end of a 7-count indictment from Robert Mueller for instruction, false statements, and witness tampering. Notably, Stone was not indicted for collusion, or more accurately, conspiracy. Of course, the feds can charge in succession, and so more charges may be forthcoming. And the 24-page indictment, I note, does not put him in direct contact with WikiLeaks or Russians. He's already signaled that he will vigorously defend himself. I suspect that yesterday was the worst and best day of Roger Stone's life. He is where he has always wanted to be, in the thick of political controversy. That's who he is. He was a disciple of legendary dirty trickster Donald Segretti in the 1972 Nixon campaign. Roger Stone wears as a badge of honor that he was called before the Watergate grand jury at age 19. No wonder then that on his back he has a large tattoo of Richard Nixon, or that he flashed a Nixonian V for victory yesterday when leaving court. Stone has always been open as to his stock and trade as a practitioner of the dark arts of politics. His legend is also the stuff of celluloid fame. There's a critically acclaimed documentary about him. He's been at it a half-century. And for much of that time, he's been a friend of the now president. How close? The men attended one another's weddings. Stone hasn't shied away from microphones while knowing that his conduct was under scrutiny. The indictment is hardly a surprise. He's openly taunted Robert Mueller and arguably exposed himself to legal jeopardy while answering questions from journalists like me. Last November 3rd, I asked Roger Stone if he expected to be indicted.
What I have done here is perfectly legal. I took a solid tip and entirely public information that could be gleaned from the WikiLeaks Twitter feed and by setting a Google News alert on Julian Assange and reading every interview to hype and punk and promote and posture and bluff the Democrats. That's politics.
Okay,
but it's not collusion.
I'm happy to hear the full explanation. What's the answer to my question? Do you think you're about to get indicted?
If the decision is made on the basis of evidence and facts and truth, the answer would be no. If this is a political vendetta, anything is possible.
Of course, it's one thing to engage in hyping and punking and posturing and promoting and bluffing in speaking to the media, but quite another to do it while under oath. And that's the essence of these charges. That Stone lied when saying he did not have particular emails, documents, or texts, that he testified falsely regarding intermediaries to WikiLeaks, and that he engaged in witness tampering. Unlike Paul Manafort, there's no allegation here that Stone lined his pockets or avoided paying taxes, no allegation of any direct contact with Russian hackers or Julian Assange, nor any claim in the indictment of direct contact with the president as it relates to these charges, although there is an intriguing reference to a senior Trump campaign official having been directed to contact Stone. I'm not dismissing the significance of a federal indictment, but these are process crimes and don't go to the underlying question of possible collusion between the Trump campaign and Russians. And Stone could arguably have avoided some of his current legal peril when asked specific questions by saying he didn't recall. Instead, for example, Stone gave an emphatic no when asked whether he'd texted an intermediary to WikiLeaks. The special counsel claims there were actually frequent written communications. Maybe Stone lied. Maybe he forgot. Or maybe he wanted this fight. The only thing worse for Roger Stone than being indicted is not being indicted. That's who he is.